Hey guys, and welcome back to Gabbin with Jessa. Today is the first day of April, which means that it is time to start the Magical Readathon hosted by Book Roast. This is going to be the O.W.L. portion of the Magical Readathon. I have never participated in this before, I've never heard of this before, but when I saw her opening video, which I will link down below so you guys can check it out too, I thought that it sounded super fun, super amazing, and I can't wait to add more books to read in April because we have a lot of downtime now, so it just seems like the perfect moment to have a readathon like this. Now, the Magical Readathon is based around Harry Potter. Basically, the purpose is that you're going to pick a magical career, and then you have to take classes that go along with that career so you can be successful in the magical world, and each of those classes has a specific prompt that you need to complete by the end of the month. So I wrote down all of the different careers, trying to figure out which one would best suit for me. I looked at the classes, seeing like their equivalents of what I would actually take in the real world. I also looked at the key traits or terms that seemed to really match my personality. And I was stuck between three. It was Care of Magical Children, Spellmaker, and Mind Medic. But I ended up going with Mind Medic, which I haven't actually seen a lot of people do yet when I've been watching these TBR videos, so I'm really excited to jump into that. And for a Mind Medic, I'm going to have to read 8 books to be able to complete my O.W.L.s by the end of the month, which I'm really hopeful for. The only thing that I'm nervous about is that my library is still closed until April 20th, so hopefully I can get some of these books once the library opens back up, if it does open back up. If not, I may need to purchase some, but that's okay. So yeah, let's just jump right into the prompts. So the first class I have to take is Ancient Runes, and the prompt for that is the book has to have a heart on the cover or a heart in the title. And so for that one, I'm going to be reading Heartstopper Volume 1 by Alice Oseman. I've heard nothing but great things. This is a graphic novel that apparently is really heartwarming. It's a boy-boy relationship, and I have heard nothing but positive things about this series. I think there's up to 3 volumes now, and so I've been wanting to get into this so bad, and now seems like the perfect time to start that. So my next class that I'll have to take is Arithmancy, and for that the prompt is read something outside of your favorite genre. Now for me, my favorite genre is definitely sci-fi, fantasy, kind of dystopian world, just something that is taking the real world and turning it a little bit, putting a spin on it so that I can kind of escape to. One thing I really don't read a lot of is romance, and so I want to use this opportunity to try to get into more romance. I've started reading some, but the one that I picked for this prompt is going to be Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating by Christina Lauren. I have read one Christina Lauren book so far, and it was Dating You, Hating You, and that one I really enjoyed. It was a lot of fun. I gave it 3 stars just because while it was fun, it didn't really like sell me in certain points. It was kind of lull at some points, but I still really enjoyed it. I really thought that it was a fun thing to get into. You're always trying to root for the characters, and I'm excited to continue to read more romance. After that, the next class I have to take is Charms, and for that one, I have to read a book with a white cover. So that's really easy. So I picked One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. This book I've heard a lot of great things about. It sounds really up my alley because I'm also a really big mystery person, and I heard it was described as like The Breakfast Club meets Pretty Little Liars, and you know, that sounds like a lot of fun. So 5 kids walk into detention, but only 4 walk out alive. And that sounds really fascinating to me, and I can't wait. I can't wait for this one. The next class that I have to take is Defense Against the Dark Arts, and for that I have to read a book set at the sea or on the coast. And this one I was really excited for because I immediately knew which book I wanted to read because I've been wanting to read this one for so long, and that is Lord of the Flies by William Golding. This is a classic, I believe. It's about these young boys who are on an airplane and they crash onto this desert island, and at first they're like, woohoo! There's no parents around, we can have a lot of fun, but then they all like turn on each other, and I don't know, I've always been drawn by this book. I've heard, you know, very mixed things about it, but it's something that I've always been excited for and that I've been wanting to read, so I added it on for this. So the next class that I have to take is Herbology, and for this one it's very simple. I just have to read a book with a title that starts with the letter M. Like I said, very simple, so that is going to be for me Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. This is the first in a series that sounds pretty interesting to me. So I believe in this first one, it's about a boy who goes and he finds the ruins of the home for peculiar children, and he's investigating it, he's looking into it, and he's finding out that these children are actually very more than peculiar, or why they were considered peculiar. And so that sounds like a lot of fun to me. I don't know, I've heard great things about it. People seem to really like the series, so I wanted to add it onto this list so I could get started reading that series too. Almost done. So for the next class, it is Muggle Studies, and for that I just simply have to read a contemporary book. Again, another genre I'm not super familiar with, but I am picking another Alice Oseman book, and that is going to be Radio Silence. I don't know a whole lot about this book, other than I've heard some good things about it. But it seems like the main buzzwords of this, the main purpose of this, it is about identity, it's about freedom to choose, it's about diversity, and when those are put together, it really can't be that bad of a book. So I'm really interested to dive into Alice Oseman more with her graphic novel, and then along with this contemporary book as well. Second to last class is going to be Potions, and for that one I have to read a book that is under 150 pages, and for that I decided to read Captain America Volume 3, but in the individual issues way of doing it. So it's going to be Captain America 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. So I'm really excited to continue on my Captain America journey. I saw that the trade paperback edition has like 152 pages, but I think that these individual issues equal less than 150 pages, so that is what I am going with, and it'll be fun to continue in my Captain America series because, as you guys know, I do love me some Cap. Also, the Captain America series is continuing with its author of Ta-Nehisi Coates. And the final class that I have to take for my O.W.L.s is going to be Transfiguration, and for that one I need to read a book that includes shape-shifting, and this one I did have to go onto Book Roast's little helper link because there wasn't really anything that sprung to mind, but then I saw that A Curse So Dark and Lonely by Bridget Kemmerer was on the list, and I'm like, perfect, I have this book from the library before my library is closed down, and it's been on my TBR for a little while. I added it on to my later part, so now I'll be able to read it earlier than expected. I've heard nothing but great things about this. I heard that it is a Beauty and the Beast retelling, so that sounds like a lot of fun. And now that I know that there's shape-shifting in it, that sounds like a lot of fun too. And so I can't wait to dive into this one. And so that is all of the books that I have to read for the O.W.L. exams. I'm really excited to get into this, figure out more of the mind of a mind medic, and just have a lot of fun reading. And it's based on Harry Potter, and there's nothing wrong when you put those two together. Let me know what your guys' TBRs are down in the comments below. Let me know if you're participating and what career you ended up choosing, what books you're reading, like just everything. Let me know all that in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, do all those fun things because that really helps me out. And until next time, keep on gabbing.